Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 here today on the channel. We're back on the Millennium Dawn Modern Day mod. Here today, we're going to be playing as the United Kingdom. Alrighty, welcome to the campaign map. It's the 1st of January 2017. We're currently playing as Theresa May, but we're going to be bringing in Boris and playing with him in the majority of it. So the objective of today's campaign is to take the entirety of Ireland, complete the Brexit referendum, and the challenge is to bring back the British Empire. That's what we want to do. We want Boris to bring back the British Empire. So let's get stuck into it. We're back on Hearts of Iron 4. And I'm excited. So we can go with Realm of Britannia. We also want to influence stuff in Quebec. We want to sort of go down that Imperial line. The modern day mod focus tree is so huge. You can even go into the European Union and stuff if you would like. So we'll play for Theresa May a little bit. Then we'll bring in Boris Johnson later on. But there's a lot of stuff here we need to do. We do want to leave the European Union at some point and issue Article 50. So let's have a look at what we're operating with. We currently have L58A2s, the 95 variant. We eventually want to get the 2005 variant as well. Vehicles-wise as well, the UK operates with Challengers, Ajax, Warriors, and Land Rovers. So we've got main battle tanks and light tanks as well. Artillery-wise, Braveheart artillery. We've also got a lot of anti-tank and anti-air stuff as well. Land doctrine-wise as well. Decentralized warfare is actually kind of alright, but we want to go down to a little bit more mechanized stuff. We've also got surface, carrier, and submarine capabilities as well. But I want to do more on this mod, so let me know in the comments. And more on Hoy as well. Helicopters-wise, Apaches, and Wildcats. I'm thinking maybe doing a United States or a UK campaign. Let me know. And also on the World War II start date. Typhoons, what else have we got? Hawker, Victor, transport aircraft. We've also got battlefield and operation integrity. We're going to start things off going into computing and industrial tech as well. So let's go into artificial intelligence and let's get some early AI robots. And we'll also go into nanofibers and 3D computing. There's also like genetic engineering as well, so we can get like more GMO foods and stuff and get population increase, which is really cool. So I think this is like the most popular mod on Hoy at the moment. I do quite like it. It's been so long since I've actually done a campaign. I did a lot of campaigns a couple of years ago, but I sort of took a break from Hoy in this. Minerals wise, we are going to have to import a lot. So minus 16. We don't actually have too much in us, so it looks like Australia has a lot of light minerals, so we'll try and negotiate with the Australians. Boris really likes Australia. I don't know if it's known in the UK, but in our use, every single time Boris talks about how fantastic Australia is. He's definitely pro-Australia, so I kind of like him on that. He wants to redo stuff with the Commonwealth, but from what I can remember, he actually lived here not too long ago. Like, I think he was a teacher in Geelong for 4 years or so, but I have no dog in the European English race, regardless of who wins, but Boris seems to be very pro-Australia, which is good for me as an Australian. Right, so infantry brigades as well. I'm going to bring them in. I'm also going to sort out my production. But it's 2017. We'll bring in Boris eventually. So we have 21 divisions, 91 battalions. We've got the Coldstream Guards. They're still calling them. That's like a 17th century unit, isn't it? That's kind of cool. And they're just using L85s as well. Navy-wise, we have 3 amphibious craft, 6 guided destroyers, 13 frigates, missile variant, 7 nuke attack submarines, and yeah, that's our fleet, and just 4 there. Air Force wise, helicopters, Apaches, operating out of the Midlands RAF base, I guess. Trinidad and Tobago want a debt bailout. No. So they've also reworked this mod, and the United States wants to give us some industrial investment. I'm going to accept that. So we've currently got a, what is that, 2,000 billion budget deficit, and we've got 133 billion in the bank. We want to try and get the budget back in surplus, and at the moment we're probably spending a little bit too much on stuff which we might need to rejig. Alrighty. We don't want to vote too much in the European Parliament just yet, but here are divisions currently in Oxford and London. The British Navy is sitting out in Plymouth as well. I am using the modern day mod, but I'm also using other mods as well just to speed up the focus tree and just various unit mods. I might have to put a mod pack in the description, but yeah, we are using a faster focus tree mod. Okay, democratic traditions is done. We want to go down to distant Europe, so eventually we can have Brexit means Brexit. And then that'll allow us to bring Boris back in. So that's now done. Okay, so yeah, well, let's go straight down to Brexit Referendum. So we can get RNG'd off this a little bit, because if the vote doesn't count and doesn't work, it might stuff up the campaign. We might have to go down another route. We could go down maybe a Labour or a Liberal or a Green or maybe a monarchical route, but we'll just have to see how we go. But it looks like it might have been successful. Yes! By 4%. I don't know how much it was in real life, but alright then, the results are in, and we're going to leave the European Union. Brexit means Brexit, I guess. And then we've got to kill backstop and bring in Boris at some point. So we will leave the European Union, and we'll trigger Article 50 there, and see how we go. But there are other countries that can leave as well in this campaign, but we'll just have to see what happens. Right, so we can empower Boris and bring him in. We're going to have to do a little bit of management before we can do some wars. It might even be, what, a year or 2 years or so in-game before we can actually start conquering and going to war with other kingdoms. We want to focus on probably Ireland first, and what else was in that tree? India, Canada, just to know a few. So, okay, Boris has been brought in. Fantastic. And it's 42% for the party, 39% for Labour. So we've got the Irish referendum and the Scottish referendum. So we'll do the Irish referendum once and for all, and we'll see what happens. Okay. So I guess these could secede and we could give the entirety of Ireland back. But we'll just have to see how we go. Could even trigger a war if they do secede. So we'll see how we go. Our taxes are 32%. Everything else is fine for now. So the Irish referendum has gone off, and yep, they stay. So God save the Queen. Let's say. All right, sweet, that's done. And we'll do the Scottish one as well. See how we go for that. And then we can get a buff, but let's go with this. Yeah, so I definitely need a national focus mod, because the thing is with this mod, it is so laggy because of the amount of units and stuff. So once you get like beyond 3-4 years, it's basically unplayable. So I do know that for a fact that I had to speed this up. And Scotland stays. God save the Queen, Scotland and Ireland. Yes, yes. Good. We're on our way there. So we've done that. And Global Britain, that's what we eventually, ideally, would like to do. So we want to go down the new path, but we need to remove the European Union trait, which is going to take 700 days. Crikey, that's so long. Okay, so let's have a look at our governmental expenditures to try and get it down a bit. Decentralized administration, we'll probably go with that because that's costing us a little bit of money, and we do have a ridiculous amount of political power in this compared to like the World War II, Road to 56, because you meant to spend it. We'll go with the decentralized system. That's more like the United States. High police and intelligence funding. Let's go with basic. Let's defund that then. Moving on now, higher education focus. Let's drop it down back to a basic support because we want to get the budget back in surplus. Because I want to try and pay that off. I think you get some bonuses there. So, and we can also spend more on other stuff. So we've got base universal healthcare. Let's drop it down to free emergency treatment. I think we'll go with that. And same with the welfare state policy. We'll bring it into just a basic pension and stuff, just to reduce that. And we're currently making a profit, which is fantastic. We want to go down into national statistics and international factions. We'll look at our policies and defense companies later on as well. Right, so we can look at in industry now because we basically have to sit here twiddling our thumbs for 700 days. So we'll try and get some national development in and around the UK just to make us some profit, but our expenditure's gone up. Oh, look at that, 52% to the Labour Party now because we had those mass extreme governmental expenditure cuts, so we might have to eventually swing that back over because the next election is not till May 2020, so Boris is secure for now, but we'll start paying off the governmental debt where we can. We have 67 billion in the treasury. Okay, well, the Royal Navy is standing by. It needs to go back, so it probably could. Yeah, it's wasting our oil. So we've got national development. Okay, so 25 billion from the treasury. Sure, let's go. Let's spend that. Ethiopia seeks investment in the African subcontinent. We can approve or let the market decide. It could get us a little bit of money diving into the African economy. I think we will. We also will get a... let the market... No, we'll approve it because there are going to be certain other factions around the world investing in Africa. So in the United States, Trump's been put in. He's won his election and our development's done there. Yeah, I was just sort of curious because, yeah, 2017. Emmanuel Macron has formed a new government in France with the El March. I thought it was an L, it's an apostrophe. Okay, so we've got modest corruption at the moment. We probably want to go with fast growth and reduce corruption where we can. Get the economy going. And we're currently building civilian factories in the Midlands, North East, East and Greater London and North West region while we wait to leave the European Union. More national focuses to complete, so we should be able to do the Withdrawal Treaty. Oh, you can do a no-deal Brexit. Well, that does sort of economically stuff us a bit. So I think we'll go with a Withdrawal Treaty and see how we go. We're going to be sort of going on our own way, dealing with the British Empire. Like, for example, Ireland isn't in NATO from what I can remember. So we should be able to deal with them quite easily. South Africa, we'll just have to see. Canada as well will be in NATO, so that's going to be difficult going against them. And India, taking back the British Raj, we'll try and do as well. But the Withdrawal Treaty has been signed. We still have 41 days with the US investment. And 600 days there before we can officially leave. Investment from Korea. Korea proposes to construct one civilian factory in Scotland. We will contribute 25%. And Yes, this would give us better relations. Yeah, sure, the Koreans can come in and give us some investment if they want. We also probably can go down to liberal economics as well. So let's expand the Home Office in the United Kingdom. Stock market boom. Hey, the British stock market is booming. The British people are... so we want to keep up the boom, because this is a really good buff. Look at that, stability as well. So that should change our national statistics, shouldn't it? Like, massively. Good, we're making a massive budget. Yeah, now it's changed there. Japan joins NATO, oh my god. That's some big news, that they've officially done that. Angela Merkel's been re-elected as well. Guten Tag, mein Freund. Right, so we can do some cyber warfare and steal some stuff if we want. But we can actually dive into the foreign market infantry tab. So we can actually buy some weapons abroad. So we can get Mars L. We also can get some 15 AKs, the Scarvarian as well. So let's get some from the US, Germany, Belgium. We've got the money, now they're in surplus, so this is really cool. You can actually buy foreign equipment for your divisions and actually like focusing on militarily bringing them in, so that's why we want to get the budget back in surplus. Small military spending is fine. Policies, consumption, economy, because we don't really have exports, so we can't sit on mix, so we'll stay on consumption. We don't have the raw materials. Like Australia's probably better to go with a mix. Volunteer service, we've only got 57k manpower, so we'll try and get the draft up and going. Mandatory service for women, we already have volunteer servicemen, so the more the merrier, I say. We could go with global interventionalism instead of regional, and we've also just got officer basic training. Maybe go with advanced. We could even go with military schools as well. We'll just advance it slightly up as well. January 2nd, 2018. And Japan wants to do some investment. Good. Now that we've got sort of our incoming budget in surplus, we've still got a massive debt to deal with, but Japan, Korea, and now the United States want to invest in the UK. We currently have 15 divisions in operation. We have 122k manpower. But just one more year before we can look to attack Ireland. As we are a Western Outlook faction, we can't really war deck NATO, what's it called? Democratic factions, but Japan has abandoned defense principles. Okay, I guess that's because they joined NATO. The UK has officially left. Fantastic. And our money shot up massively as well. Let's continue to pay off the 2,000 billion debt there. So we can go on the new path. Oh my god, okay, so we want to go down Imperialism, Realm of Britannia, restore the British Empire. We want Boris to bring back the British Empire. So let's go down that path now. We can actually bring back the Windsor Monarchy if we wanted to, but I want Boris to be the main man for this video and series, but we could empower and bring back the Empire if we wanted to. I think I did that in my other modern day campaign playing as England, when I did a full Let's Play. Right, so we're slowly but surely now moving the British Army to Ireland, and we're going to look to go out against us. So I guess we're moving over on shipping containers, but we're going to bring back Imperialism, boys. Okay, so we've rallied up. We're ready to strike the Irish. So let's go with Realm of Britannia, and we want to subjugate the entirety of Ireland. So let's continue that on. We have our first war of today's video. Yes, it's only taken us 20 minutes just to get the setup. It takes a while in the modern day mod to get things going, but our military's on the front line. Realm of Britain is done. Now we can subjugate Ireland to get the war goal, because that's what we want, because we can't actually straight up war deck them because they're Western outlook. They're both democratic. Kenny. Macedon has triggered Article 50. Ah, they're leaving as well. Huh, fair enough. In the Baltic. Yeah, because the other factions can actually leave. Okay, so we've got the operation going, and yep, so now that bypasses it, let's annex Ireland. So I did have the instant war goal mod on, but it doesn't even need to be affected. So, the battle for Britain is just about to begin, and we have more military forces slowly but surely pushing over. So let's push over the border here in Belfast. Let's try and take Dublin. So we've got the Royal British Army and the RAF Air Force operating over the top. There we go. We've got British jet fighter pilots launching from... where are they launching from exactly? They're actually launching from Greater London, so it's a bit of a trek. We've managed to look like... It looks like we're actually using civilian freight ships to move over our military forces, because I guess we don't have proper amphibious landing units. But we're slowly but surely moving over here with the British Army. They do awfully look the same, but it looks like a lot of them are operating with M16s and just light machine guns and the L85 variants as well. Ireland's not going to have too much mechanised modern infantry as well, so we'll push to Kennedy there and Kenny there. We'll push for Dublin as well. But at the moment, the war is very much going on in our favour. We've only lost 8 to their 154, while the British Army is moving into Dublin. Good, we'll be able to reform the British Empire at some point. And so we can do the colonies in South Africa. We'll go with the Raj and Canada at some point as well. We're still slowly but surely moving our mechanised trucks and equipment into Belfast. Ireland is just under 50% towards capitulation. In the south, they are contesting us a little bit here, but still go. We should be able to take Western and the Gaulish occupied territory. Galwayish occupied territory in West Ireland, the Galway territory. We want to go with martial law once we start conquering territory straight away instead of civilian oversight. But so far, the military superior equipment of the British seems to be winning out. We've taken Dublin in quick succession. Now we're pushing for Waterford. 51 to 400. And the battle for Ireland is very much going in our favour, mostly due to aerial supremacy. I do have the Royal British Navy operating in and around Ireland, but they don't seem to be really doing too much, even on search and destroy and raiding. But once we bring the entirety, or conquer the entirety of the British Isles, we'll knock off that part of the objective. Alright. Yeah, they don't seem to have too many like actual vehicles and stuff, but we're nearly about to wrap up Ireland here, surely. They're just holding down here in Waterford, Galway, and the Irish city of Limerick stands in the way. So let's send some of the armoured brigade, the British Armoured Brigade, in. They are holding us in a little bit, but we've managed to nearly take the entirety of Western Ireland. 843, yeah. So these wars equipment-wise and casualty, aren't as high as in the Road to 56 mod in World War II. Because I guess they're just not as big, the divisions. Alright. Yeah, you haven't even intercepted anything, so... I guess we could move you to Belfast. With Admiral Walker, potentially. But I do want to do more Hoy on the channel. I wouldn't mind doing more on this modern day mod as well. But it's pretty hard to not beat Road 56. So British and the Raj, we should be able to do that as well. It's also an iPad, the notification thing, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Still slowly but surely pushing into Ireland. I am surprised they haven't capitulated just yet. But a good war, a hard fought one. They're still holding out in Limerick. Oh no, that's it. Ireland has capitulated. The Treaty of Limerick and Boris has taken and united the entirety of Ireland and the British Isles. 2,000 equipment seized as well. Fantastic. Right, so we want to probably go down to the revolt in Quebec. Now, this is a little bit different because it's not straight up a subjugation. Basically, we're going to try and cause a civil war in Canada and split Quebec and Canada itself. So we'll see how we go. The Quebec Revolt. Send the demands. So basically, it's like the Anglo-Catholics, the Anglo-Protestant side versus the Catholic French. So we'll send the demands and we'll see what happens. Oh, Canada folds. So what does that mean? So that means no war with Canada. Oh, that's a shame. I was ready to send the army over. We've got some other war decks against those other countries. India and Africa as well. So, so Quebec has broken into its new country. Okay. I guess we'll guarantee their independence. And yeah, Justin Trudeau's like, yeah, you know what? I think we might just cede Quebec. Alright. So, the Catholic French in Canada are back. We will guarantee the independence of them as well. Oh, they're Christian. Yeah, so not specifically Catholic, but whatever. So, Ottawa... No, it's just Quebec. And we've managed to gain this territory here in Newfoundland. Somehow. Okay. Alright. Well, that's done in Canada. There's not really too much we can do about that because we can't attack either of them. That's a shame. Alright, let's go to have a war against India. Because we can actually war deck them. Alright, so we've landed in India, the 3rd of July, 2019. We've managed to take a small pocket here in the south. And we'll try and take the entirety of India. Yeah, so I guess we could have had a war in Canada if we were lucky to form the sort of North American British Empire, but that's a shame. So we'll push up from the south here and try and take India back. We're not going to be able to take South Africa, which is a shame because they've been allied off with some of the other major factions, and I don't particularly want to go to war with them, so that's annoying. But we've taken Ireland. That was one of my main criticisms about the modern day mod when it first came out, is because due to the massive NATO and just external alliances and the supply lines, it can make things a bit of an issue. But that was like the original modern day mod before they merged it together with Millennium. But it's, yeah, I can understand why people don't like this mod. It is a little bit controversial because you can't get very much RNG'd off with stuff. For example, if the vote didn't go through, that bricks the campaign. Same with Quebec as well. Like, we were going to have a battle for Canada if they refused, because then we could attack them, but they just ceded and we couldn't really do anything because we couldn't attack them. Yeah, you should be able to just war people if you want. That's the fun of it, isn't it? Okay, we're still slowly but surely pushing into India. We've got the Royal Navy down here, with the carriers and stuff. Sri Lanka, Ceylon, we could call it, I guess, when it was controlled by the Dutch. I think we had it at some point. Surely the British had it at some point. Or maybe I'm just thinking that we take it so many times in Empire and Total War. But the Indians here are currently resisting us while we're taking southern India. But as well, it turns into a little bit of a grind when two heavily mechanized factions go at it. But we've done quite well getting the air base and the ports. That's the main thing. We could have actually maybe came a little bit further north, but I thought starting in the south is a little bit more defensible. Have our backs towards the sea. We've moved 400 of the RAF Air Force there. If we can take that, if you can take that air base there, that'd be brilliant because we can get more aerial supremacy over the top. But it does look like the Indian army is operating with AKs by the look of it. But Delhi is the capital which we need to take. Alrighty. Still slowly but surely pushing up. The war overall is very much going in our favour. But it's just turning into a little bit of a grind. If we can push over and take this main river, we should be able to march upon Delhi, but the Indians have now brought up a lot of mechanized infantry that they're using and tanks, which is going to be hard to punch through. Hey, victory! The Treaty of Jammun. Good. We're going to be able to annex this entire territory straight up. Alrighty, so this is what we currently own. The entirety of India. And we have also our weird bit in Canada, which is alright. But I think we're going to wrap things up here. Not really else too much we can do. There's no... we wanted to go down that Imperial War tree, so there was nothing to deal with Australia, which was kind of weird. So I think we've done well here. The challenge was to sort of allow Boris to bring back the British Empire. We managed to knock out Ireland, which we were successful in. I wanted to bring the entirety of Canada under our control, which we couldn't, which is a shame, but we managed to bring Quebec back and take some Canadian territory. We were victorious in the Raj, and the restore of Cape Town wasn't applicable, and there was no Australian one there. We've taken India, Ireland, and half of Canada. So I'm happy to end this one here. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already with the bell notification on. Let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the video. And feel free to leave a dislike. If you want to support the channel and follow me on my social media links, they are all linked in the description below. We've got the series playlist that you can access. You can also have a look at my gaming and recording equipment. If you want to get yourself some cheap games, check out the links. You can support me on Patreon if you want. Channel members are available. Use creator code SimpzyTotalWar on the Epic Games Store checkout to flick me a couple of bucks. We've got Twitter, Discord, merchandise, Facebook, Steam group, Instagram, Twitch, and Google Plus links all in the description below as well. But above all, guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Much love from Australia. Goodbye. Mwah.